Good morning, all of you. So, today let us talk about balanced and unbalanced forces. The forces that we come across in day to day life can be divided broadly into two types: balanced forces and unbalanced forces. Firstly, let us try to understand them with the help of an example. Consider a ball lying at rest on the ground, that is, it is not moving at all. So, let me ask you a question here: is there any force acting on it? Instead of this ball, you can also consider your science book placed on a table. So, is there any kind of force acting on your book which is placed on the table? What would be your answer? The answer is yes, there are forces acting on the ball in spite of the ball or the book is not moving. There is gravitational force which is trying to pull the ball towards the center of the earth, and the ground is applying the force exactly in the opposite direction. This force is called the normal force. Because these forces are balanced, they do not change the position of an object. And here the net force acting on the ball is zero. So, what do you understand here? Just because the forces are acting on an object does not imply that object will move. Therefore, for an object to move, there has to be some net force. So, in case of balanced forces, the net force is zero. And for an object to move, there should be some kind of net force. Now, for the ball to move, there has to be some unbalanced force acting on it. So, if we push the ball with our leg, the ball will come in motion because this applied force is the applied force. This applied force in the form of push will be more than the frictional force which is acting in the opposite direction of the applied force. So it will overcome this frictional force, and therefore net force acting on the ball will not be zero. So in this case, net force will not be equal to zero, and this ball will come in motion. This ball will be moving when this applied force is greater than the frictional force. So here is unbalanced force. The forces are not balanced, so therefore net force is zero, and this ball will come in motion. So I hope you have understood. When the net force is zero, that means when the forces are balanced, the object will not move. And if the net force is not equal to zero, that is, the unbalanced forces are acting on an object, only then the object will come in motion. So, balanced forces, let us conclude what we have just understood with the help of an example. So, if the resultant of all the forces acting on a body is zero, so if the resultant force is zero, then the forces are called balanced forces. The balanced forces cannot change the state of rest or state of uniform motion or the direction of motion of the body. It means that a body at rest will continue to be at rest under the action of balanced forces. Now, in unbalanced forces, if the resultant of all the forces acting on a body is not zero, then the forces are called unbalanced forces. And in case of unbalanced forces, the unbalanced force can change the state of rest or the state of uniform motion or the direction of motion of the body. And one thing more, it should be clearly understood that when we talk of a force acting on a body, we usually mean an unbalanced force capable of changing the state of the body. Now, the best example of balanced and unbalanced forces is tug of war. So, in a tug of war, which is rope pulling by two teams, the rope does not move in any direction because the forces applied by the two teams are equal and opposite. That is, the forces are balanced forces. However, when one team releases the rope, an unbalanced force acts on the other team, due to which the other team falls backwards. So I hope the concept of balanced and unbalanced force is clear to you. So tomorrow we will start with our new topic, that is first law of motion, and before that we will understand the term inertia. So that's it for today. Thank you.